Array is a container to store n number of values with same data type. If I use a normal integer value int x is equal to 0, I have stored 0 to it. So at a time I can store only one value in integer. In array I can store n number of values with same data type. To create an array, you first say the data type, I want it to be integer, then you write your array name. After that, inside the square bracket, you mention the size of the array. If I say the size of array is 4, then I can store 4 values in it. If I say the array size is 10, then I can store 10 value in it. Then end it with semicolon. Not only integer, we can create array for float, double, long, and character data type also. Here we have arrays of car. Here you have arrays of soda can. This is the example of one dimension array and this is the example of two dimension array. Here the car extends only in one direction. Here you can see only cars here. No other type of vehicles are present here. It extends in two direction, in x direction, also in y direction. Here you can see only soda cans. So my array is the example for one dimension array. This is the position of values. Here we have 0th position, first position, second position, and third position. To access an array, first you say the array name, my array, and then you mention the position of the array within the square brackets. So if I want to print the third element, which is in the second position, so it will print the third element. So it will print 33. You end it with semicolon. To create an array element, first you declare the data type and write your array name, and within the square brackets, you enter the size. I want it to be 4. I want user to enter the array elements. So within the for loop, I run the cin statement for 4 times. So the user will input the value for 4 times. If we don't use the for loop, we have to type the cin statement for 4 times again and again. Let me include the keyword for. Inside the parenthesis, I initialize the value, integer value I to 0. Then I set the condition I less than 4. So it runs the loop for 4 times. Then I increment the value of I plus plus. Inside the for loop, I type cin. I use extraction operator, my array, to access the array element. Inside the square brackets, I have to say the position of the array element. Let me give the variable I inside. So it will get the value from the user from the 0th element of array to the 4th element of the array. So this I plus 1 will print the current element to be entered. For printing the value of array, I am using the for loop again. I type the array name. Within the square bracket, I am including the variable I. Let me enter the first value as 1, and the second value as 2, the third value as 3, and the fourth value as 4. So it prints the value of array. Here you can mention the value of array by giving equal to at the initialization of array, and inside this set brackets you can mention the elements of array one by one. So if I run the code again, I will get the same output. Each element of 2D array element is an one-dimensional array. If I want 5 2D array element, each element of this 2D array element is a one-dimensional array. First you say the data type, and my array name is x. So at the first square bracket, you mention the number of array element. I want it to be 5, so I mentioned 5 here. At the second square bracket, you mention the size of each array element. I want it to be 3. So this is going to be the row number, and this is going to be the column number. So it has 5 array element, and each array element size is 3. So here each element of 2D array element is a one-dimensional array. Here 1 is a one-dimensional array, 2 is a one-dimensional array, 3 is a one-dimensional array, and up to 5 it is a one-dimensional array. So we have 5 one-dimensional array here. This is the position of row element, this is the position of column element. As we see in one-dimensional array, it starts from 0 and the column number starts at 0. So this is the position of row 0, 1, 2. This is the position of column 0, 1, 2. To access this element of the array, you first say the array name, then you say the row number. Here the row number is 1, so I say 1, and in the next square bracket you say the column number. So the column number is 1. Let me declare a 2D array variable first. Using for loop, I'm going to get the value of each array element from the user. If we use only one for loop, we can access row elements. To access both row and column elements, we have to use nested for loop. a for loop inside another for loop, so you can access every element of 2D array. First, this for loop runs. It checks the condition. If the condition is true, it will run the block of code inside this block. Inside this block, we have another for loop. If this condition is true, and it will run this block. This for loop is used to run through rows. This for loop is used to move through columns. So using cin, first I mention the array name, it is x. In the square bracket, I give the variable I, the row number, and the next square bracket, I give the value j. And I'm printing the array element. First I say the name of the array, it is x. And I'm mentioning the variable I to move row and variable j to move column. Let me run the program. The row number is 5 and the column number is 3. So 5 into 3, 15. I have to enter 15 elements here. So let me enter 1, 2, and up to 15. I hit enter. So it prints the value from 1 to 15 and it mentions the row number and column number and it prints the array value from 1 to 15. Each element of 3D array is a 2D array. If I want 3D array elements, then each of this 3D array element will be a 2D array. Here you can see 3 2D array elements. It extends in x direction, in y direction, also in z direction. For initializing 3D array element, first you say the data name, I want it to be integer. Then you say the array name x. Then you say the number of 3D array elements. I want it to be 3. Then you mention the dimension of 2D array element here. I want it to be 3 and 3 again. You end it with semicolon. So 3 into 3 into 3 is 27. So this array element can store 27 elements in it.